Unfortunately, when some people take a large dog into their home, they do not realize that such animals need a lot of activity and an adequate tutor in the person of the owner nearby. The victim of such circumstances was a purebred cane corso named Blade, who was picked up by volunteers of the shelter, Dino, running in the street. Blade was only 1 year old. He was characterized by increased activity and mobility. The canines who were doing volunteer work for the shelter began training him in commands and were pleased with his abilities and potential. The pedigree dog quickly found an owner. A young man came to the shelter to meet Blade, walk him, and then took him with him. However, 6 months later, the cane corso was again in the walls of the enclosure, and the former owner called him inadequate and said that he was going to shoot him. The volunteers were horrified and did not understand why their ward deserved such an attitude. After this incident, Blade was taken home 2 more times, but then returned with vague wording: too active, moving, etc. The cane corso spent almost 4 years in the shelter, enjoying only classes with kinologists and attention of kind people. Volunteer Tatiana, who at that moment had been helping the shelter for years, knew about Blade's fate and decided to take the big boy home. This moment became fateful for our hero. This is how he found his human forever. Blade walks a lot, plays and leads an active lifestyle. Tatiana is engaged with her pet and says that at first he could bite or threaten to bark at her, but this was not a reason to take him back. Now Blade loves and respects his owner so much that he listens to her without question. With any pet, regardless of breed, there may be difficulties, but it is always worth overcoming them, and not immediately throw the animal out on the street or surrender to the shelter. Remember that animals love us, and love them back.